Kindred Longevity Lifestyle Designers. This is Gavin here with secretsoflongevity.com. Just sitting here enjoying a cream, absinthe, creme de cacao, and bourbon cocktail. And I wanted to talk to you about some things I've been mulling over in my mind about money, wealth, and the things people are willing to do to get it. Because I think it's very reflective of people's mentality on an unconscious level. People say one thing, but they do another, and they desire yet another. So the age-old, stereotype is the person who's barely scraping by. And outwardly, they always talk negatively of people who have money. They always just assume they did something horrible to get it. Yet, they go to the corner store every week to buy a lottery ticket. So within that, you can understand that there's someone who wants to make money, but they associate money with negativity, and their circumstances in life are generally going to be a reflection of that. So our beliefs around money, our beliefs around people who have money, and our beliefs around what we're willing to do to get it are going to shape the outcome of our life. So I kind of break it down in the sense that there's hard work, sort of consistent long-term work that can make you money. There's passive income that can make you money, but then there's also speculation that can make you money. And speculation, people think of that word, and they might think of that movie, Wall Street, with Michael Douglas as the horrible guy smoking the cigar who wrecks companies by investing in them and then pulling all his money out and driving up the stock price. So that when he sells it, he makes a quick buck. In reality, it's more like a quick couple $1,000,000 bucks. And there are people out in the world who do that. And that's obviously not a legitimate way of making money, in that the only reason that exists is because of the absurdity of the market. And even though what he was doing was illegal, I won't give any more spoilers than that. It's a good movie worth watching. In today's world, you see and hear stories about that all the time. And the ability to do that wouldn't exist without the crony capitalist system that's already set up. So the type of speculation that's legitimate is very high risk. So you're either essentially gambling, or if you put the time and effort into understanding something enough that you can guarantee with absolute certainty that the outcome is going to be favorable to you, then it's not as risky, but it's still, by everyone else's appearance, a risky gamble because you're doing something that you're just able to predict what's going to happen. So if you know that a market has reached the bottom because you just know everything about that market because you're totally involved in researching it, then you can call it, you can put money into it, you can buy up assets or stocks or real estate, whatever market you're talking about, and that actually helps halt the market from dropping any lower. So a lot of people think of speculation as not creating any value, and they think it's making money out of thin air, and it's not. It's actually stopping the market from dropping any further. There's companies during the housing crisis that started buying up houses across the U.S., and it's an awful thought to think, there's one conglomerate that's buying up houses, but it does actually stop things from sinking further. It starts to bolster it up with legitimate money once again. That's not to say that people don't deliberately, through some external means, cause a market to crash, then go in to buy it up. If that was found out to be the case, that is obviously very underhanded. But just the act of buying something up when it's at a discount price is speculation, and that's legitimate. So that can happen on a macro scale that many of us can't even conceive of because we don't have millions to spend in an industry like that. But it can happen on a very small scale too. And you can think of buying a lottery ticket as speculation. Your odds are so bad that it's a gamble. It's beyond a gamble because you go into a casino and you have better odds than you do at winning something than compared to high-stakes lottery games. So the more you know about something that's occurring, the less speculative it is. It can still be called speculation, but it becomes more of a guarantee if you know the way things work around something. So if I've done the market research and I know for sure that there's a high demand for local businesses in my city that want to make YouTube videos to advertise their business on their website. They just need one video. I could drop a contract on a piece of paper that they pay a set amount for a professionally made video. I hire a videographer to make it. I hire someone to do the editing, and I work it out that the cost covers everything, plus I make a bit of extra. I could then send that contract or that offer out to all these places, and if I've done enough research in the market, then I can be guaranteed some business. But it's speculative in that it's a one-shot deal, and I'm just putting it out there to try and create this. And actually the investment might be that I need to pay the videographer and all these other things ahead of time. So I'm putting in maybe a couple $1,000s, but I'm expecting to make double or more of that back. And there's actually not a ton of work in it for me. Because I've hired people to do all those steps, I might just offer a certain overview of it. Now that's a very small scale speculation. It could become an ongoing business, and there are massive companies out there that make a business of doing speculation, where they buy up things at low prices and sell them. In the case of real estate, they might try to rent all those properties out up until the point when they sell them again. And so there is a business side to it as well, but the speculation is in the large investment of either time and money. My example, it would be time, because you have to organize the whole thing, and then you're making it happen like that. So I think you can kind of understand the difference now between high stakes and low stakes. And we can call everything speculation, but one has a much more guaranteed return. Now, when it comes to just making money day to day, that's when you have like the regular business models you can think of, or employment. So that's when you have a pretty consistent paycheck that you can expect from what you're doing. There's also passive income. So if you write a book, make an album as an artist, or do anything that's going to guarantee consistent payments over the long run once it's put out there. And it doesn't need a ton of upkeep. You might update the book in a re-release. For an album, you might have to tour and play shows to help keep album sales up. So with a lot of forms of passive income, it's more of a degree of, there's day-to-day work, there's passive income. There's a lot of stuff that falls somewhere in between. I make YouTube videos. There's quite a bit of passive income that comes from it, because my videos I made years ago, still on occasion, I might get sales from affiliates. I still make money from the ads that appear on those videos. So if I were to stop today and didn't make videos for a month or two, I'd still keep getting paid, but because I wasn't making new videos and driving traffic to some of those older videos, the views would start going down, and my income would be affected because of it. So where I'm sort of getting with all this is that it's really important to have a perspective on how money's made without the overlay of hating people that have made it. The only reason you should hate someone for having a lot of money is because you hate the person because they do things illegitimately. And that's not the fact that they have money, that's the fact that they stole to get it. And stealing comes in more forms than just physically taking something from someone through force and robbery or breaking into their home. It can obviously, people are aware that it can come in the form of a whole manner of financial schemes and toxic financial products. That was a word thrown around a lot after the last financial crisis, the mortgage issues and people losing their homes. So yeah, people that set those things up and know they're doing it intentionally for that purpose are not contributing anything to society. They're creating this thing to make money that's going to explode on people down the road, and they're going to try and get away with it. Some people get away with it, some people get caught. In a lot of cases with white-collar crime, people don't get caught, unfortunately, and they don't spend much jail time. They might end up paying a fine that's less than the amount they got through their crony capitalist agenda. And I think because that's quite rampant now, it's increasing people's perception negatively of people who have money. So there's plenty of people out there who have provided a product or service, because that's how you make money, or you're working for someone who's providing a product or service, of course, that's another way. But as a business owner, if you're providing one of those two things, or a combination of both, people will exchange value for that. and that's totally legitimate. That's what helps an economy grow. That's what helps people in their lives through improving whatever it is those products or services tailor for them. Now, of course, the other area people criticize people with money is that, okay, so we understand that thing about stealing, but what about all these companies that sell this crap that people buy and it's just causing problems in our society, like, you know, overpriced fashion wear or this, that, and the other thing. That obviously is direct stealing, but if you've convinced a large section of the population that your product, which is the same quality as this product over here, but because it has your name or your insignia on it of your company, it's worth 10 times as much, and they're going to wear it as like a badge of honor, it's not stealing, but it is deception. You've convinced through advertising that this is something that they have desire for. That's a lot more complicated to understand because I don't agree with that. I don't go out of my way to buy brand name products, or I don't attach value to things just for the sake of what's on them. And obviously sometimes the brand of a product or service is of high quality because it is a high quality product or service. So it's not so black and white like that. It's not everything that's a brand name is bad. But there are certainly things that are really low quality that people are convinced they need in their lives, and it's just filling out a void within them. So that's a bigger cultural issue. But once again, it's not the fact that these people have money and that they're making money doing it that is the bad thing. It's the greater cultural issue of seeking fulfillment from material things. So I've often in the past been criticized for promoting a product that I'm an affiliate of, and I've been upfront in saying that I make a commission on this. I'm promoting it because I actually believe in it, and I buy these products myself. This is just one of the income streams I've chosen to use on this channel. And somehow my detractors seem to think that the act of doing that delegitimizes my entire channel. It makes no sense. And that's a poverty mind consciousness mindset. If you think because someone's going to make money from something, that legitimizes it, yet you turn around and watch someone's channel who their only revenue stream is perhaps the ads on their channel. They are promoting products just indirectly, ones that they don't approve of. So if there's a product or service that I can stand behind and promote and give science and reason and evidence for it being effective and accomplishing what I'm claiming it accomplishes, where's the deception in that? If you really want to find success in your own life, and you want to have a certain standard of living, and you want to achieve certain things that need monetary funding in your life, whether it's owning a house one day, raising a family, you need money to do that. You're going to have to literally teach yourself to get over these hurdles of the poverty mind consciousness. And a big teacher of mine purchased one of his large courses a couple of years back. Is Peter Ragnar's The Success Seeker's Guide to the Opulent Reality. And it's a great course. It's quite a steep price. I got it on a very good discount that was running from an email promotion. I believe it was like 1/3 of the price at the time. And there's a lot of valuable things I learned from that. The first several pages, which I was kind of using as inspiration for this video because I just started going through the entire course again. In those first few pages were all these different descriptions of mindsets that he's encountered in people or that he's seen in popular culture that are clear indicators that you're in that poverty mind consciousness. So a lot of people have just knee-jerk reactions to any mention of making money. So they have the idea of, I don't want to do anything to make a lot of money because it just puts me up as a bigger target for theft. And then what Peter would do in that program was then talk about why that's a false belief. So if you just think about it, who's most likely to be a victim of theft? Someone living in a trailer park that they can be broken into with practically a can opener versus someone that can afford a security system, perhaps a guard dog. There's more valuables in a bigger home, but the security can be ramped up quite a bit more. So it's really a false belief if that's holding you back. And then literally in this course there's like 30 other belief systems. Maybe I'll touch on a few in future videos as we talk about topics like this. Off the cuff, I'm just trying to remember another one. Oh, there was an example of, oh, I don't want to make a lot of money because then I'll want to get a nice car and someone's just going to come along and key it one day. It's like the cost of a little paint touch-up on something that might irritate you in the moment is going to stop you from getting a car that might be the car of your dreams that you dreamed about having as a kid. It's a really silly mindset that's holding you back. I'm not saying that material possession of having a nice car is necessarily going to be the most fulfilling thing in the world. But we have and we develop some of these programs, and they're much more prevalent if you've grown up in a certain class of society. The lower the class, the more animosity you probably hold towards people who have more money. And that's just from this unconscious programming from the people around you. So what we need to do is eliminate and start identifying where we hold these beliefs. Do you view people who make money as generally horrible people? Yes, the more corrupt society gets, the more people who have money are corrupt. That's an unfortunate circumstances. But that's not because they have money, that's because they did corrupt things to get the money. In less corrupt societies, the people who have money have provided the most products and services, and they've been compensated with financial wealth as a result. So let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. Like, favorite, and share the video if you feel so inclined. And with that, I'll talk to you next time. Take care and embrace life without limits.